You said that you shouldn't perform Aghora Ganpati rituals at home.
Yeah.
What if you do?
So it's just like asking that, can I? So we know Ma Kali is one of the popular devatas in Hinduism. Ma Kali has many forms, by the way. Okay, people have this very idea that she's only one. No, so there are Smashan Kali and there is the Bhadra Kali, and there are certain forms of Kali who are perfectly okay to worship at home. But there is the cremation ground worship of Kali, Smashan Kali, Kali who sits in the cremation ground. If you were to worship him at your home, she's going to, if not him, sorry, her, if you were to worship her at your home, same way if you were to worship Aghora Ganpati in your home, they are going to bring their energy into your home. Are you ready to take that? That's the question.
What will that energy do?
Cremation ground. Rest you understand what is going to happen. Full tandav will happen in your environment.
Is it like you're opening a portal inside your own house?
Portal means, no, not portal exactly. It's like very typically, a deity is who resides in the cremation ground, who likes that environment. You are asking him that please come. So let's put it this way, a very rude analogy. But suppose you have a very good friend and he's a very powerful friend. Okay, very powerful means he has capabilities and things like that. But he's the kinds who likes things a little rough, who's sort of how would I put it? I mean, it's not the right analogy. It's not coming to my head, but sort of like he who likes fighting and who's kind of that kind of friend, but he's a very good friend. Okay? And you are inviting him, you please come and stay in my house, please come and stay in my house. So he comes and stays in your house. So there is going to be some conflict with the other family members, something he may do that others won't like, or things like that, because that's his nature. Or even better analogy, suppose you invite a tiger into your home. Okay, tomorrow the tiger bites somebody, not even bites. Somebody is coming and petting the tiger, and just one small scratch and half the arm goes, etc. It's not the tiger's fault. It's his being natural. Same way, a being of that power who you are taking out of their natural environment and bringing it home is also going to bring some elements of that environment into your home. Question is, can you handle it? That's all. Any upasana in Hindu culture, we do not start without worship of Ganpati. It has to be Ganpati. Be it Veda, be it Tantra, be it anything. First is Ganpati. You give him little bit also you do. You remember him, you pray to him so that he removes the obstacles in your path in the upasana that you do. And the funny part is that if you're doing Ganpati upasana also, there also initially you start with Ganpati ki, okay, I'll be worshipping you, but so that I can properly worship you, please remove any obstacles that may happen in the path. So he changes his form initially as the Vigna Harta, Vigna Karta, who removes the remover of the obstacle. And then in the center, he becomes Ishvara, Mahaganpati, who is the Lord of everything. So your conception of, he changes his energy according to your necessity, if you are sincere.
Does Ganpati have a dark aspect as well?
There are aspects of Aghora Ganpati, but worship is very less in India.
Why is it less? What is specific about that deity?
So less means, first of all, again, I don't like personally, I don't use the word dark. Dark has a very westernized connotation.
I mean, it's the limitations of the English language.
I understand.
So I'm on the exact same frequency as you.
Yes.
But I don't know as a podcaster what other term to use.
Right. So there is, let's say, there's a fierce aspect of Ganpati also. Okay, there are multiple fierce aspects of Ganpati.
From now on in this entire episode, let's use the word fierce.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, fierce, sort of ugra. We have the idea of Ganpati as the very nice and very beautiful and very, the chubby kind of, who's the helper of everybody. It's perfectly fine. That's what he is. But there are aspects of Ganpati which were worshipped by the Tantra upasaks. See, Ganpati also makes an entry into Tantra full-fledged. All the devatas are there. As I had, just to link back, as I was mentioning, Tantra is fundamentally a method of upasana fit for this age. It is not necessarily that with Tantra you will worship only the goddess. You can worship Shiva, you can worship Ganpati, you can worship Vishnu, you can worship any of the deities. There are Tantras of all the deities. Okay, so it's a method of worship. So Ganpati has certain fierce aspects also. Aghora Ganpati worship simply cannot be done at home. It is not fit to be done by a householder. It has to be a sannyasi kind of somebody who has left society. And it requires use of, as is there in the higher tantric acharas, which I did not complete the thought there. So after Dakshinachara, then there is the Vamachara. Vamachara is where all the controversy comes in. So Aghora Ganpati upasana requires Vamachara. Same as another form is Uchishta Ganapati, which requires, there are more technicalities involved in the upasana of Uchishta Ganapati. Then there is one form known as Hiramba Ganapati, who rides a lion, who is extremely potent for removing any sort of what is popularly known as black magic or abhichara kriya. Anybody does or anything, Hiramba Ganapati is to be invoked and worshipped, and he will negate all that.